Hello guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm simply Julia Trinella, your out and about lady here in Australian continent, anytime, any day. So for those of you that were interested in my maternity blog, for those of you that requested that I should keep rolling out on what it means to be a mom here as an immigrant woman is all about. So for today, what I'll be talking about is 5 mistakes I made as an immigrant pregnant woman here in New Zealand with my first baby. Yes, so I will be discussing 5 of them, and the whole essence of this is to better equip you if you're coming here with your spouse and at some point you are thinking about making babies. I don't want you to make these mistakes that I made. So it's all about getting you better prepared so that you can enjoy this amazing country with your little one on the way. So let's get started, guys. And please, if you are yet to subscribe, smash that subscription button, turn on the notification bell, and giving me thumb up and some beautiful comments will be supportive in encouraging me to roll out more of those beautiful videos so that you have a clue of what living, working, studying and raising a family here in New Zealand is all about. So let's get started, guys. The number one mistake I made is about enrollment into New Zealand healthcare system. For those of you who have not watched my previous blog, you guys know I came here on partnership work visa, aka imported wife. My husband came here to do his PhD, so I joined him. So on my migration here, I tried to build career. It wasn't working out, and I was like, okay, let me start raising family. Probably when my husband is done with his study, I could do and work on my career. So I don't really know much about what it means to be enrolled and not enrolled into New Zealand healthcare system when I became pregnant. So what it means to be enrolled into New Zealand healthcare system as an immigrant is for you to have a 2 years work visa. You don't necessarily need to be a resident, citizen or permanent resident, but you don't have to be a student. You have to be on a work visa or a spouse to a student, but with at least minimum of 2 years work visa. With that, you can enroll into New Zealand healthcare system, and that will qualify you to access maternity care free. I didn't know about this when I was pregnant for my first baby, and what people from my local community did ask me when they saw I was pregnant is, are you enrolled into the healthcare system? You just arrived? And where I was wondering what that could be in my head, and they would just ask, do you have up to 2 years work visa? And I'll be like, no, I don't have. The person would just smile and leave me with my mystery. So on your migration here, if you don't have that money to pay for your maternity bill, you have to make sure you have at least 2 years work visa so that you can access maternity care in the public hospital with your new one coming. That what it means to be enrolled into New Zealand healthcare system. So number 2 mistake I would like to talk about is not being in the right job. You know, there are kind of jobs that are more demanding. If you are in a customer service related job that you need to stand all day and you get pregnant. So I don't know, for me that didn't really work out for me. I couldn't stand long hours with pregnancy. So if you are an immigrant woman and you know financially you are constrained, you have to wiggle yourself around and get a job that you can work alongside with the stress of being pregnant, or at least accumulate holiday that you could top up. I will talk about that in the number 3 mistake I made. So being in the right job that you could tolerate while you are pregnant is very important. So the third mistake I made as an immigrant woman here in New Zealand, being pregnant with my first baby, is maternity leave. I didn't know much about maternity leave. I was thinking, okay, since I am not a resident, not a permanent resident, not a citizen, I might not be entitled to maternity leave, because what was in my head then was, career-wise, I'm not growing. My husband is doing his PhD, so let me not just get myself stuck with working. Let me just make my babies now, know that I'm done with raising my family. Then when my hobby is done, I can do whatever I want to do with myself. So your maternity leave, you need to know that what is required for you to qualify to have maternity leave payment here in New Zealand. You should have worked at least up to 6 months within the last 1 year, a minimum of 20 hours a week for you to access full New Zealand maternity leave, which is about 26 weeks. The government will pay you. And if you have worked about 10 hours weekly for the past, how many weeks, is it up to 6 months again, you would access the lower maternity leave, which is about $450 weekly, while the other one is $950 weekly, $950 fortnightly after tax, while the part-time one is $450 fortnightly after tax. So these are the things you should put into consideration with what I have put into my existing job. Would I qualify for maternity leave, or are we just all going to live on what hubby is earning? So these are the things you should consider before you become pregnant, to make sure you have a lot of money to care for yourself and the new bundle of joy coming. So the fourth mistake I made as an immigrant woman here in New Zealand was, I was in a hurry to leave the hospital. I don't know why it was so. Maybe because I don't want to stay longer and accumulate more bills. But I would urge you, everything remaining equal, if you are enrolled, there's no need for you to be in a hurry to leave the hospital, especially when you don't have family around here to help you. Because if you leave the hospital, you'll be going to and fro to do all those tests that are required for newborns, such as hearing screening, metabolic tests, and a whole lot of that. And your husband still needs to be working, depending on the type of work your husband is doing. Your husband might have just 2 weeks paternity leave, and you're just rushing home. Might not really be ideal, because the hospital staffs here are amazing. If you are admitted in the hospital, you press the buzzer at your disposal. If you need help, you'll be attended to, and they provide you with meals. So, and to me, I don't necessarily see the reason why you should be rushing home. You should chill 2, 3, 4 days in the hospital and get that adequate rest before you head home, if you ask me. Since you have everything, the comfort is to a reasonable extent in the hospital, I don't see the reason why you should be rushing home. So the fifth mistake I made as an immigrant pregnant woman here in New Zealand was excessive baby nursery shopping. Anyway, this is common with first-time mothers. I was just shopping for baby, shopped online, shopped in store, and I bought too many newborn stuff that my first baby couldn't even finish wearing before he overgrew the sizes of those stuff. And too many things that I didn't really need. But with this second one on the way, I'm better informed that I have to go with New Zealand nursery list, the basic stuff I needed, which I will still do a blog about the basic stuff you needed, so that you need the basic stuff you need, so that you don't shop unnecessarily and buy a whole lot of things you don't need. I bought a lot of winter stuff which my first baby didn't even use. So, and that was a lot of expenses and spending money that wasn't necessary, of which I don't want you to make that mistake. So these are the 5 core mistakes I made as an immigrant woman here in New Zealand with my first pregnancy, and I don't want you to follow that line and make similar mistake with me. So that's it all for today's maternity blog, guys. If there are other topics you are looking forward to, you know what to do. Ask it in the comment section, and I'll pick them up and put it among the list I have and continue rolling them out until you are better equipped, better prepared, and have all the information from my experience, situational report, so that you will be better prepared to welcome your little one here in New Zealand when the time comes. Okay guys, share this video if you find it useful, and I hope to see you guys next Sunday. Bye for now.